Well, this is Marina's presentation with development of the trend of the times. Music has gradually integrated into people's lives. People with earphones, street articles with violins, and some shops sell music discs can sing everywhere on the road. The presentation of music in media is becoming more and more abundant, such as multimedia, streaming media. However, there are still a small number of people who are immersed in the fan of the vinyl. The documentary has found Louis, a music lover who likes to collect vinyl records. Our camera will follow his footsteps with him in the way of the real follow-up at the interview to discuss the fan of the wine records and share some of his collections, how to vinyl records stay along with music and make friends because of the music. In order to successfully complete the project, I learned from field of the study, project idea, project plan, the four models for project evaluation introduced in details about my idea. Firstly, research on the project. My question is, what's the documentary? Since the documentary, I think authenticity is the place at the core. Only by recording the real world steps on the stroll of the characters at the moment can we get real instress form to documentary and experience the original intention of the author. In short, real shooting can be called the documentary. After ending what's the documentary, let's take a look at what the vinyl record is. In fact, it's very common in movies. The disc of the gramophone is the original appearance of the vinyl record. Now that we talk about the history, let's further explain the historical background. The development of the vinyl records can be roughly divided into three main types. The SP, LP, EP. The three types has different history and different background. The 33 RPM record is called long play because of the longer playing time, and the 45 RPM record is called extended play because of the shorter playing time. This is the origin, the LP and the EP. It's commonly used specification and 10 inches and 20 inches. The large the size, the long the large the size, the longer its recording time. Its format is also divided into three tabs: 33 1/3 RPM, 45 RPM, 78 RPM. The smaller the number of the revolutions, the larger the memory. After understanding the research context described, the main question of the documentary is, well, why do some people still choose the traditional music methods like vinyl in the technology advanced internet information age? With the question in mind, I find a good answer for the vinyl record rock lover on the internet. He said that listening to the sales recording that come out of the studio neatly repair and polished actually very monotonous and boring, always checking pitch, recording jam over that adjusting wave from pitch, rubber or face. That the job of the digital music production in the addition our years on the side of our heads, and our visual sense tells us that it's impossible for the robot and echo to concentrate on one point in the live scenes. Well, inaccuracy of the vinyl becomes a limiting factor for it. It's a fact many feel that is the inaccuracy bring more realism, and he gives us five uh, alarm bells to listening. I chose the Bowie to listening the Lodger for the comparison while explaining every recording effect in it. It also retains many early flavors, maybe my sense of the music now the particularly accurate. Oh, one day after the school meeting, we went to the record shop country to buy the vinyl record with the Louis. We also discussed a lot about music on the way. He also mentioned to me that he has a large collection of the vinyl records at home, and he show you. And when he's abroad, he likes to go to some shop where he can listening to vinyl records to have a cup of coffee and go to the concert with the friends. According to our chat connect, how prefer some check the keyword how prefer some check keyword in the better understand Louis. Louis is understanding the music during the interview. After we will talk about type of music, history of music, different music, country music, style of music, and musical genres. Uh, after the describe the design of the content, the next step is a project plan for the documentary. Includes some details of the early, middle, and the late stage of the shooting. In the term time, because documentary needs a lot of time to follow up and contact material, the production cycle in about 3 months. February is the preparation time. March is 1 year shooting time, and April enter the final stage of the project. In terms of equipment, I chose the BMP-CC6K Pro with the fixed combination lens, stabilizer tripod as the auxiliary auxiliary equipment. In terms of the shooting angle, I watched some classical documentaries and think follow up is the most suitable form for the documentaries. At the same time, I also make alternative plan for the interview square and design the light mask impressed by the lighting in the link below. In the large stage, I will make the major adjustment to finish the documentary in three aspects: editing, second mixing, and color corrector. Editing is mainly based on the narrative logic of sequential editing, and the rock elements are added to the music. Use the Pro Tools to add the song's detail and use the color tones, the black and the gold, the basic color palette, bringing the young and retro enlightenment. At the end, I made the facility self-assessment my project in the term of the execution different. I think the normal fortunately Louis upset my documentary invitation and he is also very interested in this topic and the school can provide me some school can provide me with the type of the machine I need for shooting. Thanks again for my university. So the budget can be controlled within the ideal range. Need to be need to be determined. The context of the discuss is about the whether to add group visit. If it is theoretically feasible, it is necessary to apply to the school for the renting a media classroom with lighting equipment. In the next year study, it's also necessary to increase the later technology learning. That is all. Thank you for listening my project presentation.